folks. Welcome to another episode of Hollywood Kitchen. Today, making his Hollywood Kitchen debut is Greg Schreiner. I'm here in his Miracle Mile house, actually, right now. Greg has an incredible collection of Marilyn Monroe items, and he's going to talk about a big thing, which is the summer of 2026. It's going to be the summer of Marilyn,
Yes, indeed.
her centennial birthday.
Yes, we've got lots of exciting things planned, including a huge exhibit at the Motion Picture Academy. And also we're going to be having exhibits in London at the National Portrait Gallery and also in Paris at the Cinémathèque Française. So a lot of great stuff happening, as well as some other events here in Los Angeles around the time of her birthday.
It's just her hometown. This is
Yeah,
always her hometown.
it's so perfect.
And also tonight we're going to get started. We've done Marilyn episodes in the past. We did her Thanksgiving turkey and stuffing a few years ago with Benjamin in Germany. We did an episode of Marilyn Monroe's lasagna. Tonight we're going to do a spaghetti sauce. Tell us about the backstory of this sauce.
Well, Marilyn, from my experience, has not ever been noted for her cooking. However, there was one instance that was noted where she actually prepared a spaghetti sauce or spaghetti dinner for Yves Montand and his wife Simone Signoret at the Beverly Hills Hotel because they were filming Let's Make Love and they were living next door to each other in apartments. So they had everybody over and she prepared this. So I thought, what perfect thing to do tonight, but to make a little spaghetti sauce.
Excellent. And I also did get some peas and carrots because
Yes.
apparently Marilyn loved to look at peas and carrots.
That I found out from Jim Daugherty, her first husband, who actually was a guest at one of our meetings. And he came and said she was so crazy about that because not the taste, but the color. She thought they were so pretty together. So she made that one a lot. And he said, I got a lot of peas and carrots in my life when we were living together.
Excellent. So should we start out with the cooking portion?
Absolutely. I've just chopped some onions and I'm going to put some olive oil, which we absolutely need.
I have olive oil. I'm trying to move the computer around for this episode, guys, because we've got a lot of stuff to show you from Greg's house. We got a lot to see
We're
here.
moving around a lot tonight, but
Moving around a lot. Sorry, I hope you don't need a Dramamine to watch this. But
So we're going to start by
right.
pouring in some olive oil into the pan and just let it heat up for a moment. And then we will add fresh chopped onions. And in a few moments after the onions are kind of doing their own thing, we will add some garlic as well. And then let that just simmer briefly and then add tomatoes, some spices and seasonings. And then we're going to let it simmer. And while it's simmering, we'll go maybe some other parts of the house and you'll get to see a little bit of my Marilyn collection, which some of it will be on display at other places soon, but it hasn't left the house yet.
ooh, sneak preview,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
This is pretty cool.
So here we have the chopped onion, and I'm going to just put that into the olive oil now and let it start cooking a little bit.
Some onion just landed on the floor near my
Oh
foot.
dear, really?
Want your dogs to get it?
I don't want the dog to get it either. I was a
Be
little
bad.
sloppy. Let me get rid of that.
It's okay.
Well, that's actually a garlic.
Well, that's even worse for animals, right?
That's even worse.
Okay, good. I caught that.
We're going to
All right.
chop a little garlic up quickly.
Okay, guys, the garlic is currently on the stove at Greg's right now.
And I'm chopping it very fine so that we can have that as well.
You know, it's funny is I was actually going to wear this white blouse tonight, but then I thought, wait, we're making spaghetti sauce. I am asking for disaster if I
Well-
wear white. So
And I shouldn't be dressed up as much as I am, I guess, but oh well.
dressed up, then I thought, oh God, if I wear this white outfit, it's going to be covered in spaghetti sauce. So I grabbed a black t-shirt and left the house. So
Nevertheless, it is for Marilyn, and anything Marilyn, I feel like it's very special. And so I'm going to do this for her. And I hope that I get close to what she made. I wish I was there that night. I was very lucky. I did a TV show maybe about 5-6 years ago where we actually got to go into her bungalow at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
oh
and
wow.
see the kitchen, see the living room where everything happened, and then right across the hallway where the Montand was staying. So it was very exciting for me to actually be in the presence of the inside of this beautiful place where she lived for a long time while she was making Let's Make Love. And it was gorgeous, of course, the Beverly Hills Hotel. How could it
Yeah,
not be?
very famous.
But the fact that she actually cooked in that kitchen, I thought was quite wonderful. Yes, yes.
Very few times on Hollywood Kitchen have I actually gotten to be in a kitchen that the star actually was in. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the thrill for me. So anyway, as you know, I love Marilyn, so anything associated with Marilyn, and I'm so thrilled you're doing this regarding Marilyn, and you're really the first for this year
Yeah.
of anything honoring her, and you're just the start of many, many exciting things
Aw.
that I'm sure are going to be coming along outside of just the exhibits even. So
It's the first episode of 2026 of Hollywood Kitchen, and I felt like I need to start it with a bang. And since it is the summer of Marilyn, what better way to start this?
and who, I mean, of all the stars is more famous than Marilyn?
She's
She
the ultimate
really,
movie star.
it's amazing. She's taken on a life of her own, and I'm so thrilled that I have been part of her life since I was a little kid. So it's been a great adventure to have her be that, and I'm so glad that she found me because she really did. I first met her actually at a drive-in theater where my parents took me to see Some Like It Hot. And I just fell in love with her, and that was the end of it. And ironically, the theater was located in Monroe, Wisconsin. I mean, how fabulous is that, you know? Yeah, so I don't know. That's just a weird thing. Weird thing.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here and let's see how our sauce is coming.
All right. This
the
garlic
onion.
sauce smells really good, you guys.
I think the
I wish
onion.
we had smell-o-vision. I really do.
It does smell good, doesn't it? And I think
Yes,
they're
it
looking
does.
like they're getting a little brown, so I'm going to dump in the garlic quickly so it doesn't.
Camera like right here, so you can see.
Okay, yeah, you can see. I feel like I'm Julia Child a bit here.
Yes.
Just let that for 30 seconds or so, just to let the garlic get a little soft, and then we'll dump in all the spices and the tomatoes and just let it sit for a while, and then we'll
Yeah.
come back and hopefully look at it when it's more complete.
Excellent.
All right, there we go. I think that's fine on that. Let's dump in the tomatoes.
Okay.
And I think you brought a little tomato too, right? A tomato sauce.
I brought tomato sauce and tomato paste.
What do you think? Well, actually, I'm going to tell you, I have the tomato paste already open, so we're going to use that. So we're
Perfect.
dumping in the sauce right now. And what I'm going to do, just to make it really wonderful, is take a little water just to get the last bit of that in.
It smells so good, you guys.
I know, nothing like tomato sauce.
And garlic.
So there we go. And then I'm going to throw in your tomato sauce. I think it was right here.
By the way, if you guys have questions for Greg, leave them in the comments. I will try to check my phone and see if we can get to them. And if not, Greg is very generous. He'll probably answer them on Facebook anyway,
I
just
would be
later on.
glad to.
So-
Please send me any questions you have. I'm here for you. I love talking about Maryland. I live for that. So it's just, we're adding a tomato sauce.
Special shout out to my friend Monique in Amsterdam, by the way. She has been to your house.
Oh,
I stayed with her in Amsterdam about a year and a half ago. Her whole house is pink, black, silver, and Marilyn Monroe.
well, how appropriate.
Yes.
That sounds like exactly the kind of home I'd like to live in.
Marilyn is truly international. There's no corner of the world where she is not known and loved.
Just adding a little tomato paste, and I just dropped the cap on the floor.
Okay.
To get a little rich flavor.
All
There.
right, let's look at that.
It's looking good already, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if we let it simmer for a while, it will get.
Sorry, trying to get a camera angle with my computer. It's not
Okay,
easy.
and I'm going to add some Italian seasoning just to give it a little extra flavor. This has got several wonderful spices in it. I'm going to actually dump it this way. It comes out better. Okay, get it up there. Look at that. And then I'm also going to add some fresh basil out of my garden.
Oh, nice.
Just picked today. I'll just throw a few leaves of fresh basil in
Great.
for extra good flavor. And I feel like I'm in Julia Child. This is so fun.
It's
I
fun.
should have my own cooking show. Yes.
Right?
Okay, so we got the fresh basil in there, and then I'm going to add a little pepper.
Oh, I love your salt and pepper shakers. Art Deco
They are
glassware.
Deco, yes, and then a
Mhm.
little bit of salt just to make it extra delicious. And what we're going to do then is let this simmer, I would say
Okay.
for 15, 20, 25 minutes, and it should be
Yes.
absolutely fabulous.
Do we have some pasta going too?
We have water under the water, I mean,
Right under
fire
right
under the
here.
water, so yes, that should be ready probably before this even, but well,
Okay.
actually, we don't have any water. He's going under, I better turn it on. There we go. So we got the water under that too now. Okay, so I think we can leave the kitchen for the moment, and we'll come back and see how this is faring. And maybe I'll let you taste it to see if you think it's right or if it needs something more
Okay.
at some point. Okay.
Where should we go to look at your Maryland
Why don't
collection?
we go into what I call my Maryland room,
Yeah.
which has some artifacts that were hers. Some are missing because already the Academy has already picked up what they're going to be showing.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
there's still a lot left. So let's take a look.
Let's go.
Follow me through here.
Sorry about all the movement.
And here we have the Maryland, or one of them.
Oh, wow. The Maryland room.
So I guess the first thing, of course, is let me pull the chair out. You can see some of the dolls that are down there, and then there's more on top of that.
Ah.
And there's more dolls up here. These I'd like to point out in particular. This one was done by Jean Norman, who is a fabulous doll maker. I own this particular costume, which was the original Diamonds Are Girl's Best Friend dress.
They shot it down due to censorship, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
it's
But
awful.
he made this for me, and I just am staggered at how beautiful it is. And next to it is a silver dress that I actually own that was made for Jump for Blondes and then cut from the film, but she wore it to premieres and things. And it's made out of the exact fabric of the real dress because there was some leftover fabric at the studio and I got it. So I actually had a little dress made out of the wonderful one. And then you'll see even more dolls over here. These are made by Suzanne Adelaide, who is just an amazing woman. These two are actually dresses I own, and she made plaster copies of them, which I think are phenomenal. So I'm absolutely thrilled about that. Thrilled.
Wow, tell us about these down here.
These are just mostly from the I think the Tracking Mint made all of these, and I put them all together because they're all white. And I thought,
sorry about the glare here.
No, you can pick this up, and I love to show people this. It's a picture of Marilyn and I when she invited me onto the set of 7-Year Itch, and I got to really get to know her well. And if you're believing that, then you are in trouble. But
Say, wait a minute, I'm not good at math.
But I did have people believe that I actually got to meet her, which I wish I had, but I think it's a great photo. And then I like to joke that Marilyn loved me so much that she put me in her compact. So that's who you saw when Marilyn opened it up. And in fact, Grauman's thought I was so important in her life, they removed Jane Russell and they put me next to her. So I think that's kind of fun to be next to Marilyn, don't you?
Definitely.
So anyway, there's just some silly things. But there's a lot of serious stuff here, including these chairs are not the originals, but they were made at the same time. They are exact replicas of the chair Marilyn was photographed in right before she died. And this is looks like from her home.
If you want to bring that picture up to the MacBook there.
There you go. There's Marilyn in the chair. These are Alan Grant photos, and ironically, his widow is releasing the entire setting, the photo shoot, in a book which will be coming out very, very soon, along with the Richard Merriman interview, which I think will be really exciting. This is sort of the last time she was photographed, and the interview is fabulous. And these chairs, even though this is not the originals, are exact replicas, hand-carved Mexican chairs. So I'm thrilled to have the replicas at least.
Yeah.
God bless Marilyn.
Yeah.
And next to it, if you want to show this chair, this is a chair from Bus Stop. And you see a Marilyn with the chair here. You want to, there's Marilyn. It's a little glary, but there's a red chair here. And then here's the actual red chair. If you want to lower it down there. I know it's hard to get all this, but and it has the 20th Century Fox markings underneath the chair, which I find really exciting. So it's from that set. It probably was used in a lot of other films as well, but this was one of the places it was used for sure, was that in this movie with Bus Stop. And I normally could show you her director's chair from Bus Stop with her name on it, but unfortunately, it's already at the Academy. So if you want to see that along with incredible other stuff, including many of her costumes from her films, including the famous Diamonds Are Girl Best Friend pink dress, along with many others. This will all be at the Academy starting on May 28th. And we're hoping to do a big event for the club in the museum and hopefully getting a big discount.
Now talk about the Marilyn Monroe Club, Greg, because for
Mhm.
those watching, they may not know about it.
Well, I'm glad to tell you. In 1981, I went to the cemetery to pay my respects to Marilyn, and I ran into three other people that also were there that loved Marilyn. So I thought, well, we should do something to honor her. So we thought, well, let's form a little club and maybe get together every so often and honor her. Well, it turned into a thing we did every month. And we also started doing memorial service for her at the cemetery on August 5th every year. And we've done that since 1982, every single year. We've never missed a year. And we also started meeting every month at my home mainly. And we had lots of guest speakers, famous people that knew Marilyn in her life, and including, as I mentioned, James Daugherty, her first husband, and many others. William Trevilla came, her dress designer.
Oh my God, I would
I
cry.
know, major people in her life. So it was really exciting. We're still going strong. We have over 10,000 members now, and anyone can join. You just simply go to www.marilynrememberedfanclub.com. There's no charge, nothing, no fees at all. Just join and you'll find out about all our events and be a part of the club and a part of Maryland. So I hope if you haven't joined, please do. I suspect a lot of you have already, but if you haven't, take advantage of this, I think, really good deal because there's not any money involved at all. Everything is free. We don't charge for anything. We're all doing this just because we love Maryland. So I'm not going to get rich, but I don't care. I'm rich in many other ways,
That's so
definitely.
true.
I wanted to show you a few other things too. Um,
Okay.
we have things from Marilyn's home. Um, get these things. This is Marilyn's footstool
Oh, wow.
that was in her lanai. And
Now, was this in the Helena home?
yes, it's all from her last home.
Okay.
Really her only home she ever owned. Everywhere
Okay.
else she rented or it was not something she herself owned personally. And then this is a chair from her home.
Me.
I'll get this out of the way so you can see the chair. This out of the way. This is one of her dining room chairs. They're all made in Mexico. I think probably handmade and hand carved. And the seats are leather. Uh, so it's quite stunning. And they're uh, just beautifully made. The I have a photo of here you can see the footstool.
Mhm.
I also own the coffee table that you see here
Mhm.
and all of these artifacts. They are already at the museum. And
Okay.
so,
Very quickly, Greg, we should probably discuss the Helena home at Fifth and Helena in Brentwood because that's been a big controversy. There is a very wealthy couple that own it
yes.
that have wanted to destroy it. There's been a tremendous public outcry. But my fear as a preservation-minded person is that if the public can't access this property, which it is private property, that the owners are just going to let it fall apart by neglect, demolition by neglect, which sadly we see in LA a lot.
Well,
So,
unfortunately, Carrie, you're right. The people indeed that live next door, they own the home next door, decided they wanted a bigger backyard. So they purchased Marilyn's home with the thought of totally knocking it down and taking it over as a big backyard. Unfortunately for them, we fought back a little and said, no, you can't do that. This home is way too important to all of us.
she owned.
I know.
God.
And it also is historically important. The architect who built it is important. So it's very sad that they didn't care about this really quite stunning home. It's a beautiful home. It's just not a huge mansion. It's very simple in contrast to some of the bigger homes in Brentwood.
The wrong people have the money in this world.
But so they're doing what they can to get around this injunction that they have right now of not tearing it down. But they've already filled in the swimming pool to make the yard bigger. So the pool is gone, and they are allowing the house to simply sit there and rot. So it's going to fall down if it doesn't it's going to take a while, but eventually be probably condemned because they're doing nothing to preserve it, and part of the roof is missing.
Mm.
But the sad part is, even if the house was preserved, there's no way to see it because they
It's
have
private property.
no interest in showing it to anybody, and it's in a very kind of a dead end street where you can't really have tourists coming anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not a good situation for the home, no matter what. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, that makes me very sad as well.
Yeah, me too, but what can you do? It's
Shut it down.
I don't have the money to buy it from them,
Me
and I
neither.
don't think they want to sell. They really do want that big backyard. So probably we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Um, anyway, here is a picture of the chair you just looked at. And I also own the painting and I own the china cabinet here, which are
Oh,
already at the museum. And
okay.
they're creating a whole tableau from her home,
Oh,
which will
wow.
have some of my original furniture in it. So
Oh my
again, if you
gosh.
want to see these live, you got to come out to Los Angeles. But it'll be running for a long time. It starts in the end of May, but it will probably running until like I think April of next year.
Good.
So there's a lot of opportunity to take advantage of coming to LA and seeing all of these fabulous things and at this exhibit. Um, just to let you guys know, I also have in my garage her refrigerator where she had her last meal. The fun thing is she painted the sides of it blue to match. It was a stainless steel look, and she painted the sides blue to match her tile. You just see the tile here, the blue tile, and it's still blue on the sides.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of cool. I don't know if she hand painted it or somebody did it for her, but it does match the tiles, which I thought was cool. And this was a state-of-the-art refrigerator for 1962. It was frost-free. It had swing-out shelves, all the latest of everything for 1962. So there you are. You have that. Also, um, I guess the other important thing to show is this bedroom dresser, which was her bedroom dresser next to her bed the night she died.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
the only piece of furniture in the room because her bed was simply a mattress on the floor. So she
Mm.
didn't have any of the furniture, and you can see the right here is the dresser.
Jeez.
And there's her bed just on the floor,
Mm.
no headboard or anything. It's just literally on the floor. And then you can see a lot of stuff piled on the floor because she had nowhere else to put her stuff yet. She hadn't gotten the other furniture in the room.
She wasn't even fully moved in.
No, not really. She was still in the process of,
Mm.
like, she had her couch. She had just ordered her couch, had just arrived before she died, and other things. So that, yeah, it was still being furnished, and it was a great dream of hers to have that home.
Mm.
And it's I've been in the house more than once, and it's a stunning home. It's beautifully designed and beautifully made, and that's why it's really sad that it could be torn down because it's so lovely.
Don't get is why the McMansions of the world today exist. To me, the older houses that were really fancy and elegant, whatever, they weren't extravagant. They weren't over the top. They were so tasteful. They were so artful. They were not, I don't know what the word is,
Well, I
like
think that was an
garish.
era where they really spent the time to design them beautifully. And
Yes.
even in my house, which is 1930 something, you'll see also many touches, little alcoves and closed ceilings and little touches here and there that they don't do anymore. They just do
Exactly.
shoelaces now.
Ugh,
So
cool stores is what I call them.
that's why I love this. By the way, here's one of my costumes you will see at the exhibit, which is the original Diamonds Are Girl's Best Friend dress. The nude calendar had just come out right before all of this took place, and so they felt it was just too stripper looking or something. So they redesigned, Marie Intervia redesigned the gown into the pink satin gown that we know today.
Iconic.
It is very iconic, but I think this could have been fun. It could have been I wish they had shot it. It would have been nice to compare the two. But it never got shot. She did the costume test for it, but not the actual film.
It's real skimpy. I
It
mean,
is skimpy. It's very revealing and a lot of rhinestones. Lots and lots of
beautiful
rhinestones.
though.
So if you're anxious to see the real deal, it will be at the Academy Museum again. So yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
Maryland?
that is not Marilyn.
Oh, okay.
That's Susan Hayward.
Ah,
So
okay.
I guess we'll leave that.
Okay. So where are we
So
going now?
let's just check on the sauce. Let's see how.
All right, checking on the sauce again.
Yes. We don't want to burn sauce.
Oh, should we start the pasta too?
Well, yeah,
Oh, Greg, it smells so good in
it
here.
does smell good in here, doesn't it? And the
Yep,
sauce
it
is starting to
does.
bubble. I'm going to turn it down. Can you smell how heavenly?
Yes.
Nothing like pasta sauce, is there?
Mm.
So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the back burner, stronger flame, and we'll get that going soon. And about a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, I think we'll have boiling water, and then we put the pasta in, and I think it cooks for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then I
Okay.
think we can sit down and eat while we're talking.
Yay, I would love
Yay,
that.
yay, yay.
So, Greg, what's your favorite Marilyn movie?
You know what? That's sort of like asking me, Carrie, who my favorite child is. And
Right?
I don't know if I can answer that. Um, if I really, really, really had to make a decision, I guess I would choose maybe Prince and the Showgirl.
Okay.
And I know it's sort of an odd choice, maybe, but I just think she's so beautiful in that film and so real and so natural. And I just love her in it. I mean, I love her in every film.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat Some Like It Hot or 7 Year Itch or Gentlemen for Blondes.
That's my favorite.
And Bus Stop. I mean, there's so many wonderful films, but I just think she's so stunning in Prince and the Showgirl and so real and so real, really Marilyn. I don't know. I just feel like that's the real Marilyn we're looking at there. And so I love her for that. Plus, I happen to own her dress from that film. And maybe that's part of it too. Would you like to see that? All
Yes.
right, follow me.
Have you met me? I wish I could have met William Trevia. I'm very impressed, Greg, that you've had him here.
The nicest guy.
He was a brilliant
William
designer.
Trevia couldn't have been any nicer if he tried.
Oh my
And the
God.
fact that he came here to our club and was willing to share memories of Marilyn, I mean, because he really was her number one designer.
Mhm.
He did all of her films except for one at Fox, which was Let's Make Love.
Mhm.
But he really was there, and I think he created Marilyn Monroe
He's protective her designer.
because her costumes helped make her who she was.
Adrian and Joan Crawford at MGM.
Totally,
Similar
totally. So
partnership.
I give him a lot of credit.
Great.
And as I said, he was a great guy, and I wish I'd gotten to know him sooner and longer.
Me too.
But unfortunately, he got sick shortly after he was here, and that was
Wish I could have met him.
yeah. Anyway, come on in here.
Alrighty.
And
Oh my gosh, guys.
messy room. But that being said, here is
Oh.
Prince and the Showgirl gown. You can show some of that. I won't take it out because it's fragile. But and here's a picture also of Marilyn in the gown. You can see how it's chiffon with lots of beading and pearls, and there's Marilyn wearing it in the film. She wears it through probably 85% of the film. So they did make more than one copy. So there are 2 or 3 other ones out there in the world. But I have one of them, and I'm just thrilled to have it. And you can see stains under the arm, so I know she wore it. And no one ever wore it after her. So
As it should be.
as it should be. Yeah.
We got to discuss that issue too. We got a lot to
That's
talk
not
about.
always true. Other stars ended up with other gowns of Marilyn's, but not this one. I've never seen anybody else wear this one.
No, I was referring to the
Oh,
reality show person who wore her happy birthday
Yeah,
gown.
and totally wiped it out. Yes.
Yeah, that was such a wrong.
Well, some people have no, how can I say, have no reason to think that that might be something important. They just think about themselves totally.
Yeah.
And to have a gown that was in mint condition and treasured and taken care of so beautifully until that moment, and then suddenly have the whole back ripped out and the chiffon destroyed, and you can't repair chiffon. So there you are. But what can I say? Damage has been done. And the dress is worth $5.6 million at least, because that's what Ripley's Believe It or Not paid for it. So that's a lot of money. But anyway, there we have the Prince and the Showgirl. So should we go take a look at the pasta? I have a feeling
Yes.
that the water is ready for us to dump that pasta. And you'll notice too, my entire house, every wall is covered with Marilyn.
Yes.
Every wall. Still not quite there. Okay, come on, baby.
I probably told you this story that my family lives in Savannah, Georgia, and one time we were going on a family boat fishing trip off the coast, And when we got down to the docks, I needed to use the ladies' room, and the sea captain that took us on the boat was a woman. And I said, "Hey, can I duck in your cabin and use the restroom?" She goes, "Sure." I went in there. The entire cabin was decorated in Marilyn Monroe, the whole thing.
Wow.
And I kind of go, "Whoa, I didn't expect to see this at the wharf in Savannah." And she said, "You know, Carrie, there's two things I love in this world. I love being a boat captain and I love Marilyn." And I was like, "Oh."
Well, you know, it's funny, but I've traveled the world, and everywhere I've gone, Greece and Rome and England, wherever you go, there's Marilyn somewhere. And I've even run into people that recognized me from some of the TV shows I've done and stuff that were Marilyn fans, and it just amazes me. Marilyn is everywhere and beloved, beloved everywhere.
A few years ago, this Maryland club called me. They were here for early August for the memorial, and they said we'd like a tour of Hollywood Forever because I do the tours there. And my first response, can I set this down
Yeah,
somewhere?
sure.
My first response is, "Well, you guys know that she's in Westwood." And the fan club lady said, "We know that, but you guys have John Huston and other people, so
Right,
fine."
they're connected to Marilyn.
Okay, sure. Okay. I get there, this huge group of young women. They were almost all platinum blonde, blue-eyed, and decked out. And they were from around the globe. A couple of them just got off a plane from New Zealand, several of them from Scotland. And I stood there just looking utterly befuddled. And I said, "Surely you have family here, right? You're going to Disneyland." And they're like, "No, no, we are here exclusively for Maryland." And I was like, I bet she herself would be like, "Really? I mean, really?" I
Yeah.
think she'd be shocked.
Well, this is interesting. One of the members of the club, Amy Gaskin, is a well-known photographer, and in the last 3 years, she's been photographing all over the world people that love Marilyn
Mhm.
and groups that love Marilyn. And she's gone to Australia, and it's wherever she goes, she's found huge amounts of people that love her. So she's put it all together in a book, which will be coming out later this year, which I think will be good, including, of course, the Marilyn Remembered Club. But there'll be images from all over the world of people that love Maryland. So it's an international phenomenon, and I don't know anybody that matches that. It's just
No.
it's an incredible thing, and I think there's a lot of reasons for it, including the fact Marilyn's super talented, that she was a lovely person. One of the members of our club was Evelyn Moriarty, who was her stand-in double, and she could not say enough nice things about Marilyn and how she loved working with her. And it just strikes me very beautifully. I think we're ready for the pasta.
Oh, great.
We dumped this in.
Thing that is great about movies is they're an international language. Like they unite us in a way. That's one thing I love about the movies and Hollywood Kitchen. Food and movies are two things that no matter where you live, what you do, what you make, what your life is like, people love food and people love movies. Those are things, no matter what you believe, that we can kind of agree on that are unifying things in the world. And I think it's more complicated than just, I mean, yes, she's talented and beautiful, but I think there's something people see in her, this humanness, and this, not just the tragedy, although that's maybe part of it, but she was a real human being. She was a flesh and blood person. She had problems, she had challenges, she had stuff. And I think a lot of people can relate to struggles that she went through. Even if they're not movie stars, they can relate to what it feels like, to be.
Well, I think she was so human. There was something about her that you felt like you could be close to her very quickly. She was so real and so sensitive and vulnerable. And I think we all wanted to try to comfort her and help her. And
Yeah.
that's a very rare thing to find someone that has that kind of a aura about them.
I met a lady once, and she worked in the office that used to be the Holly Grove Orphanage where Marilyn was.
Okay.
And she told me her office was Marilyn's room at the orphanage. And
Really?
she told me that young women would call her, ask her to come ask if they could come into her office, and they'd stand there, look out the window, and just cry their hearts out. So I thought, wow, this is way more than a movie star. This is something that cuts much deeper than that.
This is so true, Carrie. In fact, over the years, I've had countless people call me up and say, "Can I come by to see your collection?" And when they get here and they suddenly see all these things that were really Marilyn's things, they just get so emotional. And I get it because I do. I'm so grateful to have all of this in my life and for so many years, and I'm grateful to share that love. But I see the intensity of their emotion, and Marilyn has reached so many people, even after her death. That people that never met her but just feel they know her because of her photos and her movies and reading about her. I have in the living room a library of over 250 books about Marilyn. I mean, who else, what other star has 250 books written about her?
Seriously.
And
Wow.
there's more coming out this year, a lot more.
Mhm.
So it's an exciting time. It really is.
You know, I get that with Judy Garland, who's on my tour in Hollywood Forever, because sometimes people will walk into the room where she's at and they'll just break down crying. They'll walk in there and start singing at the top of their lungs, and that happens. And I think there are very few stars that have that kind of appeal that transcends mere talent, mere good looks, mere being in movies. It's so much bigger than that.
I can't help but agree with you more, and that's why I'm so thrilled the Academy is finally honoring her, because
Yes.
during her lifetime they ignored her. She was only invited once to present an award, and that when she was a starlet. But once she was a star, they never acknowledged her. She never got nominated for any kind of Academy Award, and it's just a shame.
Yeah, it is.
She's ended up being their biggest star ever. So it just shows that she really was not honored the way she could have. Now she's going to be honored, I think, in a beautiful way. That I've seen the exhibit sketches. It's
Yeah.
going to be stunning. So I hope this will be something people will really enjoy. And there's never been so much Marilyn put together before of real Marilyn. It's going to be an amazing event.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Should we go in another room? Because there's this light right here is just shining directly
yes,
into
yes,
the
yes,
screen
we-
here.
I've got the timer on. So,
Perfect. Oh my, I love your Art Deco chairs and chandelier.
oh,
So beautiful.
actually see it. It's an Art Deco table too. You can just.
Wow,
It's hard
the
to see
deco. Sorry, I have to
underneath.
geek out of our Art Deco stuff.
This was owned by Linda Evans, the actress, actually.
Wow.
She moved somewhere else and she sold this, and I saw it on Craigslist. And,
Wow. Oh my gosh.
well, let me share another book that just came out. That
Well,
people may want to get
press?
really hot off the press. It's Sam Shaw's The Unseen Letters and Photographs. It's a stunning book. Really some rare photos never seen before, and letters that they are exchanged between Sam Shaw and Marilyn. And I recommend it highly. It's another great book, along with the other book I mentioned earlier. So I would say go for these if you can, because there's so many crappy books out there, but at least we've got a couple good ones coming out that I think will be worth getting. Let me also show you while we're in here some other things on the walls. This is an original William Trevia sketch of Marilyn
Yeah.
from 7-Year Itch.
Oh my gosh.
This is a wonderful scene in the movie, and you can see that he signed it and also even drew the back of the dress so you could get an idea what was happening in the back as well as the front.
Oh wow.
And
Very
I'm so
cool.
grateful to have an original sketch of his. It's so exciting. And then the two alongside it are Jean-Louis sketches.
Oh, another great designer.
Yep, from the Misfits. And of course, Jean-Louis is also the one that designed her happy birthday dress.
Wow.
So
He is.
it's been very exciting to have those to deal with.
Yeah.
Also, if you look up here, you'll see the very first poster ever that Marilyn appeared on.
Get an angle on it.
I know it's hard to get it.
Hang on.
There,
Great,
there you
great.
go.
There you go. It's
Right there
backwards,
is Marilyn.
but-
She's not even in the credits. This
Oh
is the
my
first
gosh.
movie she ever made, and
Dangerous Years.
Dangerous Years, and she's in it briefly. Uh,
Okay.
And this is a poster I've never seen anywhere else. There
Wow.
may be more around, but I've never seen one. So I feel very, very lucky to have that poster of Marilyn's first time on the screen. Also, just for fun, here's Marilyn with a dachshund. And I own 3 dachshunds, so I think it's appropriate if Marilyn had dachshunds, I have dachshunds. Yeah. These weren't actually hers, but they were someone else's, but she loved dogs. And so she at least got photographed with dachshunds, which I think is
So beautiful about animals because they love you without condition. I mean, well, I guess they want food and attention, but they don't care what your weight is or what you do for a living or what you make. They don't
Right.
care about that stuff. They just care about you, you know? And
And I
I
think
love
Marilyn
that.
recognized that, and she even
Yeah.
when she was a child had a dog Tippy, who she loved. She had dogs in her life, and Hugo later in her life when she was with Arthur Miller. So she did like dogs, and then Moth, of course, was her last dog before she died. So I like to think that that's a good sign because dogs and people go together well, and
Yeah.
those are the kind of people I like to be around.
Exactly.
Dog-loving
Exactly.
people, and Marilyn was definitely a dog-loving people.
I love dogs and
So
cats, but yes.
I'm grateful for that for sure. So it's been a great adventure. Are there any questions from anybody?
Let's go in let me go grab my phone and see if we have any questions. Can we sit down in an area, Greg?
Yeah,
where
you
we
can
can
sit right
kinda-
here. Because Papa's got about 5 minutes to go.
My phone go. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay.
I'm just checking on the pasta. Yeah, we've got 6 minutes to go.
All right, we have 6 minutes to go until our Maryland meal is ready.
I can talk about the meat.
Yeah, Greg, why don't we sit in here in your kitchen?
Okay.
And this would be nice.
Set the table while we're talking.
Okay. Let me see if we're getting any comments right now.
Anybody watching us?
We got 16 comments at the moment.
Oh, really?
Oh, they want to know, let's see. Was Marilyn a big cook?
My impression is Marilyn was not a big cook. She certainly wasn't with Jim Daugherty. I mean, he basically said she did very simple things, and the peas and carrots were one of the important things she did. But I've never seen anything really around in literature about how she was an amazing cook, or she even cooked at all, for that matter, very much. She did have a Joy of Cooking cookbook in her book repertoire, which was found when she died. So at least she had one good cookbook for sure. Whether she used it, I don't know. She probably cooked a little, but I don't think that I would call her probably a great cook.
A lot of them, when would they have had time? That's what I
true.
always wonder.
She was a busy lady. She was a busy lady.
It's not like they had tons of, I don't know how Vincent Price and Joan Crawford found so much time to do that because
They love cooking, I guess.
this is true.
Yeah.
Jeff Summers. Hey, Jeff. He wants to know, does the refrigerator still work?
You know what? It does not. And it would cost a small fortune to repair it. So I just keep it basically as a memento. I mean, the thought is there, of course, but it would need a total replacement of the motor at this point. I mean, think about how old it is.
Yeah.
It's 1962. It was used after that by the Nunez family, which is where it went after that, and then it eventually broke and wore out. So.
A lot of people in the vintage community. So if anybody watching knows how to fix a 1962 refrigerator, hit Greg and
Yeah,
I
come
up
to me, come to
because
me.
No.
It would be fun to have it work again, but
friend in Art Deco, he rewired my 1920s lamp. Like he's
Yeah.
really good at this kind of
I'm just
stuff.
afraid to plug it in right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Jeff Summers, can you do a close-up of the beadwork? I might take pictures, Jeff, because I'm filming this on a laptop and it's kind of tricky to do that and get close to the dress. But I might take some close-up
Oh,
photos
please.
if
Yeah,
we can of
please
the
do.
beadwork.
I'll be glad. Yeah.
Rick Carl, hey Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Carrie and Greg special show. Greg, if you had a chance to ask Marilyn Monroe any specific question, what would that be?
I think I would ask her, what can I do to make you happy? Because I would do anything. I would do anything to be her good friend.
She deserved that.
You never know. I mean, maybe we would have become friends if I'd been older and out here. I certainly would value her friendship deeply, and I would love to be her friend. You just never know.
Yeah. She deserved all the friendship and love she could get.
Yeah.
Greg, this is coming from Lori Alcantara.
Mhm.
Greg, what is your favorite item of Marilyn's that you own?
Oh God, we get back to the same thing with asking the mother about her favorite child. But if I had to pick, it would be one of the gowns. I own 12 of her gowns. I would probably maybe pick the very first gown I ever got of hers, which was the red dress with the purple sash, which she wore for publicity purposes. And it was worn originally by Gene Tierney in a movie. But I love them all. It's like you love everything, and they're all uniquely different, and you love them for different reasons. But I'm just So grateful that I own all these things that were actually hers. I can't believe it. I mean, it's a dream come true.
Most of these gowns going to be at the Academy.
Yes, yes. Or they'll be in London or they'll be in France.
Start Hollywood Kitchen field trips, you guys, and maybe you could walk us through.
Absolutely.
Oh my, okay, that's happening. That's
That
happening.
can
Stay
happen.
tuned.
I will make sure the Academy lets us do that.
Duke Mulholland, what would it take to move the Helena House to a place that people could visit? How about near Hollywood Heritage Museum?
Well, that's a thought. We talked about moving the house, and it would be expensive. It's kind of gonna we're looking at $1 million or more.
Yeah.
Plus the land itself, maybe I don't know if they own that land at the Heritage Museum or not. There's probably room there to put the house. Uh, it's a toss-up because as much as I love the idea of saving the house, taking it away from the land that it was on and the swimming pool and all the landscaping and it just feels like it wouldn't be her house anymore, kind of. Um, there's a lot of things about it. Plus, the house itself has been transformed quite a bit from when she originally did it. And everything that she did in the house has been removed. She put in tiles, she did things, all that's been taken out. So in a sense, it isn't her home as much as it was before. And I think taking the land away and the landscaping and the pool that she loved even diminishes the house even more. But it's a thought. I mean, I guess rather than having it torn down, I'd rather see it moved for sure.
The other thing too, from what I understand from my friends that own homes, fire insurance and the insurances, because of what's happened out here in the last few
Yeah.
years, have been so astronomical that getting an insurance policy on that house to move that house. And I think the Hollywood Heritage, correct me if I'm wrong, Angie and others, but I think that land is owned by the city. I know the parking lot is, and they have to vacate it at certain times for the
Yes, they
Hollywood
do.
Bowl. So there's a lot of legal
It
complications
would be a
that
big
go
deal. Excuse me, I'm just
with this. But it's kind of like pick fair. It's like this home that means so much to so many. And it's very painful to see the people that do get to have that just don't seem to appreciate what they have. It's very frustrating, and sadly this kind of stuff happens all too often
The
here in
house is
Los
almost ready,
Angeles.
Carrie.
Dinner's almost ready.
Would you like a little food?
I would love some food, Greg. That'd be great.
Is it okay if we eat in front of these
Yes,
people and
can.
they won't be jealous?
No, we don't have smell-o-vision, but otherwise I think they'll appreciate it. So keep those questions coming, you guys. This is great. So yes, we are going to do a Hollywood Kitchen field trip when the exhibit opens at the end of May, early June. I'm going to get Greg. He can guide us, give us a personal guided tour through the Academy Maryland exhibit. So stay tuned because I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
So, Carrie, can I give you some pasta?
I would love some pasta. Thank you.
You have your bowl here, and I'm going to bring
Thank
you in a
you.
little pasta and sauce, okay?
Thank you.
We're being very casual. I hope that all the guests online are okay with that.
Yeah, we are. Like I said, I was going to get a lot more dolled up, but then I was afraid my white dress would get covered in spaghetti sauce. So I had a very last minute change of plan. Greg, while we're talking, there are so many books about Marilyn. The one by Elisa Jordan is really great. Hello, Norma Jean. Shout out to Elisa Jordan. What other books would you recommend that people read? Because there are so many out there, and as we know, not all film history books are good. A lot of them are not written with the respect that these people deserve. And so what do you recommend? Like if you had to say, Carrie, you can have, these are the top handful of Maryland books that here's what it looks like, guys.
I would say one of the really good books
Mhm.
is Marie Solitow. It's an early book,
Mhm.
but I love that he was right there actually meeting Marilyn and interviewing her. So that I recommend that. I like Donald Spoto's book. I think he did a lot of great research for it.
Okay.
And I really enjoy that one. Lawrence Giles has written 2 books on Maryland that are really excellent. I just say be careful. There's a lot of crappy books out there that aren't worth buying. And you don't need them in your life. They're not really worth it. And there's some dreadful new ones that have come out, which I won't mention names on, but
No.
I wouldn't buy them.
I feel like any film history biography that makes them look like a complete saint who never did a single wrong thing in their life, or that makes them look like the devil incarnate, anything that it goes from one extreme to the other, those are not good because people are nuanced and complicated. And you want to look for books where the author treats them with respect, but also has a clear-eyed approach to their good parts, their bad parts, and pretty much what a complicated artist and person they
Right,
were.
and also that
So-
does not use sources that I don't consider to be
Exactly.
valid. There's a
Exactly.
new book out recently it's going back to using Robert Schweitzer as a source, and I just don't think we need to do that. So,
I'll take some cheese too.
yes, please do. I wish you could all join us here. This is Marilyn's pasta night. Yay.
Yeah. All right, Greg, should we do a little pasta toast to
I
Marilyn?
think we should. Absolutely.
Great. To Marilyn.
Yay, Marilyn, I love you.
Mm. We're good.
And it's delicious, yeah.
You know, when prepping for this episode, I was looking up all these different spaghetti sauce recipes. There are tons of ways to make spaghetti sauce, but my instinct was Marilyn's a busy woman, simple is better.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what I was
We
thinking.
did, and we did garlic and onion and basil and a little Italian seasoning,
Mhm.
some tomato paste, tomato sauce, and little tomatoes, and you got
Yeah.
yourself a fabulous meal.
Mm.
I mean, who doesn't love Italian food,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Joe, and actually, she even married an Italian, so there you go.
There you go. Mm.
This is really good.
This is good.
Thank you, Carrie.
Yes. So what screenings are there? Have city screenings been planned but maybe not announced yet? Because it amazes me the number of people that claimed and love Marilyn and even have tattoos of her, but they've never seen one of her movies. And I tell people,
Yeah.
see the movies. That's
And
what it's
particularly on the
about.
big screen, which is even
Mhm.
more exciting because you see it the way it was intended to be seen.
Mhm.
Yes, we have at least one night planned right around her birthday where we'll be screening one of her big films.
Mhm.
And also the Academy, if you live in Los Angeles, is planning to screen almost all of her films.
Mm.
And they have a fabulous movie theater within the complex that is just perfect for watching her film. So it'll be an exciting, thrilling time, and I can't wait to see
Mm.
all of this happening. It's really
Mm.
fabulous. Yay.
My favorite is definitely Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Some Like It Hot.
All right.
I think those are my personal favorites. The Misfits is good, but it is so painful. The
Mhm.
scene where she's in the desert and just screams about not hurting those horses. I can't. That's one of those movies for me
Yeah.
that's like I saw it once. I can't go down that road again. But
Well,
it's excellent film.
it wasn't successful, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I don't know what the reasons exactly are. It may have been Arthur Miller's writing. It just didn't reach people the way it should have. It was a very difficult shoot for Marilyn.
Mhm.
She was dealing with a lot of emotional issues. Plus, it was blazing hot,
Mhm.
and that took a toll too on everybody. It was just very hard to shoot that film. So it ended badly, as you know. It was Marilyn's and Clark Gable's last films.
Mhm.
So it's what it is. I like it as well, but I know what you're saying about watching it more than once.
Mhm. It's pretty painful, but but Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is probably my all-time favorite. It's just she's a comedy genius. Like I don't think she ever got props for being as wickedly funny as she was. Like she's hilarious in
Yep,
that
and a
film.
lot of that was her own making.
Mhm.
She did have coaches running around supposedly helping her, but I think frankly, everything that really happens was natural from her. It's just she was a brilliant woman that way. She just understood all the nuance to do to make it work on the screen. And even Sir Laurence Olivier had to admit that she really was so amazing on the screen and really frankly made even him not look like he was such a great actor.
Mm. Did they not really get along that well during Prince and Showgirl? Because I've kind of heard there was some friction.
They did. I think their approaches were so different to the silver screen, and
Mhm.
he didn't get her. I think she just got turned off by his approach, and he even told her wants to be sexy. I mean, you don't tell somebody that. It just
No.
was not appropriate. I did have a napkin somewhere. Here they are.
Oh, you've got this one?
I have a napkin, so.
I didn't realize I was this hungry, but I sure am. Sometimes I won't think I'm hungry, and I'm like, I'm not that hungry. I'll take a bite, and the next thing I know, all of it's gone. So,
Well, this is good. I'm so glad we thought that. I
yeah.
think Marilyn would be happy that we're
Mhm.
enjoying spaghetti, or actually pasta, while we're talking about her, because I suspect she would have enjoyed this pasta as well.
What do you think? This is always something I think about. Had she lived, like, what do you think she would have gone on to do? Because it's got to be hard being a sex symbol. Because let's face it, there's a very limited window of time, and then Hollywood has always been
Well,
rough on older actresses. So, what? How do you think she would have transitioned or
I do like
handled that?
I'd like to think she would have really continued, eventually transitioning to character roles.
Hmm.
She really admired Marie Dressler, and Marie was one of the great character actors of
Yeah.
that time. So I think she would have enjoyed doing that. It might even been easier for her not to have to be a sex symbol anymore, but just really enjoy being unique in her own way with her character roles. She did sort of character roles. I think Bus Stop's a little bit of a character role.
Mhm.
And even in her last movie, Something's Gotta Give, that she didn't finish, she played this Swedish woman for a little while
Mhm.
with an accent. You could just, she's just having a great time doing that, being someone other than Marilyn.
Well, Shelley Winters became a character actress. I mean, there are some who were super sexy when they were young, and they managed to kind of find a new
Right.
path.
It's
You
not
know?
easy, I think, because Hollywood
Mm.
saw her as a sex symbol, and all sex symbols, unfortunately, after they hit a certain age, are no longer
Mhm.
even seen in Hollywood. They just don't go anywhere. So it's better, I think, to be a Meryl Streep or someone who's known more for their acting.
Mhm.
But I think Marilyn might have found a way to make it work. And I'd like to think that we would have seen a lot more films from her and have a lot more things to watch.
I think so too. I feel like we're lucky we do have what we do have because I look at some of my favorite silent stars and how many losses there are in these films. It can be so difficult to assess a star's career when there's huge pieces of that puzzle missing. So with Marilyn, even though she left us at a young age, I think she left us a pretty generous film legacy.
She did, and even her early films, they're not great films, all of them, but she's delicious in every one of them. It's a great little transition of not that many years actually in film, but what she's given us is some wonderful footage that will never die. I think she's timeless in her
Mm.
roles, and they don't look dated. They don't look aged. They look like they're as fresh as when she started. And you can't say that for every actress.
No, I always say on my tour, I think there are some stars that are of their time
Mhm.
and other stars that transcend time. And I think she transcends time.
Even her fashion and her look
Mhm.
is still so fresh today. There's something about she just had an eye for knowing what to wear, how to look. It's so fresh and still contemporary today.
Mhm. And what stays with me about Marilyn is she was so much smarter and more interesting than people gave her credit for. I think at the
Yeah.
time, if you were sexy and blonde, people thought you were dumb. People thought you didn't have much in your brain, whatever. And there's so much more to her, and she was smart. The dumb blonde was a comic creation. I read some quote that said it was like a Chaplin's The Little Tramp. It was a complete comic invention.
Totally. And Marilyn herself really was wanting to educate herself more. She read not novels, she didn't read silly stuff. She was reading really heavy duty philosophy and learning. She even took a class at UCLA in art history. She wanted to further her education because she didn't even graduate from high school.
Wow.
And I think she always felt that she should have done more. And she was a smart lady.
Yeah.
So she could have done more, but
What do you think about all of the ridiculous conspiracy theories that emerge? Because all the time people focus on her death, and I find it so annoying because it's kind of like that's the least of it. But in a lot of people's minds, that's the most of it. So I get so frustrated every few years you'll see these books come out. And what
That's
do you
true.
think of that? Like how do you unpack that?
Well, frankly, for me personally, I don't care about her death as much as I do about her life, and I want to celebrate her life.
Same.
It feels like this is where I want to put my love and interest is in what she accomplished during her lifetime. I'm not sure we'll ever know the truth 100% about her death. I think that anybody that could have told us pretty much is gone now. So it's probably never going to be known 100%. But I personally think it was just a tragic accident.
I do too.
And it's one of those things that happens not only to her, but many other stars, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Um,
I think of it this way, who wants to be defined by your death? Like a few years ago, the silent filmmaker William Desmond Taylor, he was murdered in 1922, February 1st. And when the anniversary of his, the 100-year anniversary of his death came up, I kept thinking about him that week leading up to it. And I kept thinking, if anybody knows this man, all they know is he was a murder victim. Like, who wants that? Is the statement about your life, is that was how you ended. And I thought, I don't think anybody does. So I have two friends in LA who are both Irish. Excuse me. I called them up and I said, boys, you want to throw an Irish wake? And they're like, of course we do. So I cobbled together this 11th hour Irish wake and we celebrated his career, his life, all these different aspects of it. Because I thought, why do we always have to focus? I mean, I get morbid curiosity, believe me, but I felt like, why focus on that? Let's shift the focus to something else, you know?
Well, and I like to do the same with Marilyn. And when we do a memorial every year, but it's does not dwell on her death at all. It's all about her life, about all that she accomplished and how much she touched people's lives. And that's really what I want people to remember her by. So that's what we focus. And the other part, well, it'll have to be what it is. And we, as I said, I don't think we'll ever know exactly how she died. So who cares?
And it's not going to change anything.
No.
I mean, nothing changes whether one way or the other, whether, you know, it was intentional or on purpose, or you know what I mean? It doesn't change what she did, what she left, and who she was.
And it's tragic. There's no question that it's a tragic ending to someone who's only 36 years old.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, she gave us so much in 36 years. When you look at almost anybody else, look what she accomplished in 36 years. Amazing. And that legacy still goes on and on. Susan Strasberg said that she felt that when Marilyn died, her spirit started spinning outward and outward and outward. And she said it's just happening more and more to encompass the entire world. And I think that's true. There's something very special about that lady. And that's what I remember by that beautiful legacy that she's left us.
And you know, I say about Judy Garland on my tour. I say, you know, when people talk about her, they focus on the tragic aspects of her life. And I always hate that because, I mean, I get the curiosity, but the fact is that first off, there's a billion books and documentaries, so I don't even talk about it very much at all on the tour. But secondly, she hated that as her narrative, that her life was a tragedy. And I feel like it doesn't serve her or her family and friends to stand there at her site and talk about all that. But what I say is, in spite of the heartache and the hard times she went through, she gave every single thing she had to entertain the world. And to me, that's a superpower right there.
And I think Marilyn had the same story. She gave everything pretty much too.
She had.
I think it's not easy being a star.
No.
There's a lot of pressure, a lot of
scrutiny,
a lot of things that make being a person difficult. You can't go anywhere without being recognized. You really can't ever relax anywhere. Yeah. So it's not an easy life. And
you don't know who to trust because everybody wants you because you're beautiful and you're famous, you're rich, or they want you to read the script or do the review. I mean, no one can just sit with you and go, I'm just your buddy and I don't want anything from you. I mean, everybody wants something from them. Right. And I feel like Judy and Marilyn, in a way, there's a lot of parallels because again, I feel like no matter what they went through in their lives, they gave us so much joy, so much goodness. And that is ultimately what we should be focusing on and remembering is the legacy, the talent, the joy, the entire body of work that they left. And hopefully this will be the year to do a lot of that for Marilyn because it's her 100th and we're determined to make it a very special year for her. So whether you're in Los Angeles or you're not, maybe you'll be in London and Paris, take advantage of all of this and let's honor Marilyn and really give her the due that she's deserving. Absolutely. All right, I'll check and see if we have any more questions coming in here. Any more pasta, by the way? Good, but boy, that was awesome. Thank you. Who needs the Golden Globes? It's time for Hollywood Kitchen. Thank you, Jack. My friend Jack. Let's see. Okay, some more questions have rolled in. Hang on a sec. Sometimes my phone, it'll like register questions later, so forgive me if this happens. Duke Mulholland is saying, what? Oh, he asked about moving the house. Okay, we got to that one. Okay. Jeff Summers said, does Greg know what happened to the Cadillac that was given to Marilyn by Jack Benny?
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know that anybody knows.
Okay.
Sorry.
Emily Williams, is the sauce recipe one of Marilyn's own or an inspiration?
Inspiration. We
Inspiration.
really don't know what she put in it, but as Carrie mentioned, I think it was probably simple, which is the Italian way of doing things, which is what the ingredients we mentioned, and it makes a great sauce. I
Yeah.
love it. I think Carrie ate all her bowls, so
This down. I didn't know I was this hungry. Greg is saying, in honor of the Golden Globes, can Greg tell us a little about Marilyn's Golden Globe wins?
well, she really had twice that she won, and once was for most upcoming actress, and then one for best actress,
Hmm.
and well deserved. I just wish the Academy had been as generous with their awards towards her as the
Yes.
Golden Globes were, and she also won awards from other countries like Italy and France as well. But for some reason, the Academy ignored her, which I feel badly about.
Jeff Summers, is her Golden Globe Award from Some Like It Hot going to be part of the exhibit?
You know, I don't know what else is in the exhibit. I only know what I've put into it. I know that other people are putting into it as well. Some people that have a lot of her gowns, some people that have other artifacts. Scott Fortner is one of the people that's putting things in, and there are other collectors as well. It's just going to be a fabulous exhibit. I hope the Golden Globe is there. I can't promise that at this point because they haven't told me everything yet.
Okay. Very cool. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. But if you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments and Greg will very generously answer those.
Do my best.
And like I said, we're going to do a field trip with Greg hosting. So stay tuned. That'll happen in May. And any final thoughts on Marilyn or anything else you'd like to say about kicking off her centennial year?
Well, I guess I just want to say thank you to Marilyn for being in my life for all these years, since I've been a little boy, and that's been a long time ago, because she's made my life so rich and full and wonderful, and I got to meet people like Carrie Bible, who are very special people, and it's given me such a great joy to have Marilyn in my life, and I thank all of you for tuning in and also being a part of Maryland. And I hope a lot of you can make it to Los Angeles and see this exhibit and all the other things we'll be doing and to say hello to me as well. I'd love to say hello to you.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching this first episode of 2026. Stay tuned because I will be posting about the summer of Maryland, which awaits us all. Greg, thank you so much for being on Hollywood Kitchen. You were
Delighted and
wonderful.
honored.
Thank you. And please stay tuned for more food, fun, and film history from Hollywood Kitchen.
Bye.